At the end of my last video, I had mentioned that I have a new solution for dealing with shorter firewood. But this solution is for any and all firewood, and I think it's a much better option than the IBC tote. As far as when it comes to delivering and moving around your firewood. Now, you probably already know what it is because you saw it on the thumbnail to this video, but it is the barrow bag from Shaver Specialty Equipment. That thing right there is what I am going to call the game-changing delivery model for the smaller firewood supplier, aka hobbyist. Now, everyone loves the IBC tote, and don't get me wrong, the IBC tote has its place for storing, moving, transporting, selling firewood. However, there are many disadvantages to this model compared to this model over here. This new option for when it comes to moving, storing, and yes, the number one thing, delivering firewood. And one of the biggest advantages to this compared to the IBC tote, right here. I can move this around and take it wherever I need to go with something as simple as a dolly, a little hand cart. So imagine you have a customer whose fire pit, whose sauna is in their backyard. Well, this right here, this option would allow you to take it right to where the customer wants it and drop it off. Just like that. It comes with this cover right here to kind of protect, keeps the elements off the wood. And the nice thing about this is all of the wood, whether it's stacked in or tossed in loosely, it's just right there, convenient and easy to get to, easy to store, easy to move. So once again, these bags are available from Shaver Specialty Services and Sales. Right there is all the info. Pause and get it if you want it. Otherwise, I will have everything here down in the description of this video. But there are the bags. They are a nice size. They come, in a package in a box. Like I said, it's not the huge bulk bags like that one that I have hanging over there. These things are compact. I'm not exactly sure the specs on the volume that they hold, but they are just a great option for someone looking to deliver smaller quantities of wood and wood that, is smaller in size. Like I said, this stuff here will fall out of the tote, and you just have that dilemma of if you were to put this tote in, say, the back of your truck or in your dump trailer and you take it somewhere, you then have to move each one of those pieces by hand to wherever the customer wants it. Now you're going to say, oh, well, I can just take my dump trailer to the customer and dump the wood off and then they can put it wherever they want. Yes, you could, but when someone orders a box of my Back 40 mini firewood, which is simply the best mini firewood because it says so right there on the label. When someone orders a box of this, their expected experience is not, hello, thank you for ordering your box of Back 40 mini firewood. Here you go. So there is a market out there of people who want to buy firewood, but they just don't want that firewood dumped in their driveway. And they may not want a full cord or even a half cord or even a third of a cord. They might just want what fits in one of these bags right here. They might just want a small amount of firewood. And guess what? They will be willing to pay more for what they want. I know that's a mindset that is often overlooked in the firewood community, and everyone thinks to make money you got to sell more firewood. But there are people who are willing to pay more for less. And being able to deliver with something like these barrow bags from Shaver Specialty Services and Sales, I think this is the clear ticket for someone who doesn't have a dump trailer, who wants to offer a firewood delivery service. These things right here, all you need is a truck and a cart, and you can be moving these bags around wherever the customer wants them. And that is the key, wherever the customer wants it. Because yes, if they want it in their backyard next to their sauna, they will pay you more to take it there. And to have an easy way to take it there, that is the key. And that's why these bags, just a little backstory on these bags. A few years ago, I was looking for something I had seen on a website, I think it was in the UK, a bag just like this. It was on a dolly cart, like a little handbag. It was about 3 feet tall. And I looked and looked and looked, and I tried to find these bags, and I contacted the company, and I got redirected and routed to a place in Canada, and at the time they weren't shipping them into the US. So I never been able to get something like this. But I think it is a golden opportunity for smaller or even bigger firewood suppliers. I think this is the ticket, because it just gives you so much more flexibility, and it gives you so much more to offer as part of your service. So I'm sure you're wondering what it's like to load one of these bags up. So let me go. I got some pine over here that I want to take up to my fire pit, and then I'm going to take that other bag up to our sauna. So I'll just give a little demonstration of how easy it is to move these things around and place it pretty much wherever you or the customer wants it. I do have the heat turned on in the wood yard today because it's a little cold out. And yes, you did hear correct. I did say I have pine that I am taking over to my fire pit, because I don't mind burning pine. All right, so this will give you a better sense of how big these bags are. And again, I believe all the measurements, all the specs, the dimensions are posted on Shaver's website. And when they first come out of the box, yes, they are a little bit rigid to get opened up. You could load these with pallet forks, which I might do another demonstration of in a future video. But for this video, I just wanted to do this by hand. So what I'm going to do to start with, I'm just going to get a couple pieces in the bottom here to kind of hold this up. Kind of give you a sense of how this stuff fits in there. So let me just see if I can't, let me use the wood pile here, pull out a couple pieces, and maybe of course there's not a piece in the right spot. Oh, there we go. So here's a look inside the bag, how the pieces fit. These are 16-inch pieces, and there's a little space on either side here. So if you're stacking it in there, one 16-inch piece doesn't quite or fits nicely. There's extra room and there's extra gaps on the side. If you were tossing this in, obviously it would probably bow these sides out a little bit. But yeah, there you go. There's how much, I guess depending on how you want to look at it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pieces across. All right, so I'm just going to continue loading this up. And this works. This is actually working very nice. Just pulling it right off my stack, putting it in the bag. You can see the bag is filling up nice, holding its shape. All right, so let me get my cart and we'll move this out of the way. Yeah, these things are not that bad to move around. Get it on your cart and you're good to go. I did get the tractor out and lift one of these bags up just so I can show you guys and get the dimensions here. They are roughly 20 inches across, And I believe that is 20 inches square. Yep. So 20, well, that's kind of stretched out. So we'll say 18 to 20 inches square, and then they are approximately 38 inches tall. So here's an up close look at one suspended. You can see it does hold its form on the bottom. There is no sag. No sag in the bag on the bottom. You can see this black netting on the front and the back. So two sides have the black mesh netting, and then the other two sides have this type of netting. If I were to store wood in here to season, I would probably stack it like this so that the airflow is going straight through across the pieces. I don't know if that matters or not. If you were to toss everything in there loose, it probably wouldn't matter because it would look something like this right here. So there are all these smaller chunks that I threw in this bag that I'm going to take up to the sauna. But just imagine, you know, having all of those little pieces, odds and ends, offcuts, smaller pieces. Oh, and then the top does tie down as well. So you can tie that top down. I don't know if I mentioned that before. But imagine just having all these little pieces that you would have to try to, you know, haul, and then if you had a wheelbarrow or something and you just dumped it in a pile by the customer's fire pit or sauna. Not very presentable and not very practical in my opinion. All right, so let's go deliver this barrow bag of sauna wood to the customer being myself. Again, myself being the customer for demonstration purposes only. But you can see with this big rugged hand cart, I mean, moving this stuff is a piece of cake. And here we go, right up on the deck, right next to the sauna. Drop the bag off. And there you go. If I were the customer, this was my sauna, right outside the door of the sauna, I've got my wood. Right there, it's protected from the elements, it's contained, it's not all just thrown about in a loose pile. So I came from all the way back there in the wood yard. So imagine if this was, you know, a customer's yard and you had to park out on the street. You park out on the street, you can wheel this bag all the way in to their backyard, put it right where they want it, and they are good to go. So once again, there you go, the barrow bag from Shaver Specialty Services and Sales. All the info is right there. I will again have all this info down in the description with a link to their site and everything. So go over to Shaver's website and pick yourself up some of these barrow bags, because I think these things are going to give somebody out there the opportunity to take their firewood delivery service or their firewood business to a whole different level. You just have to start thinking a little bit differently from everybody else doing firewood. Because trust me, there are a lot of people that don't want cords of firewood brought to them. They want smaller amounts, they want smaller wood, and these barrow bags give you that possibility and that opportunity to deliver both of those. So thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Stay safe, have fun, and be cool.